Negative thinking creeps in when we least expect it, doesn't it? Even the most grounded, self-aware individuals among us find themselves swallowed by a storm of doubt, frustration, and gloom when life throws its punches. Stress, anxiety, low self-esteem, or just a downright miserable day can drag our thoughts into a spiral of negativity. But here's the twist. Negativity itself isn't inherently bad. At its core, it's a defense mechanism, a way to anticipate potential problems and gear up for solutions. Yet when we're buried too deep in those thoughts, clarity becomes elusive. What makes this habit so insidious is that it's strangely comforting. Negativity is addictive, largely because it triggers the release of cortisol, a stress hormone our brain clings to like a lifeline. The irony? While a hit of cortisol might feel validating in the moment, consistent exposure wreaks havoc on both mental and physical health. So why do some of us get stuck in an endless loop of negative thinking? Sure, tough situations or heated arguments play a part, but what about those lingering memories that haunt us for weeks, months, or even years? Why does that tension in your chest resurface long after the moment has passed? More importantly, how do we escape this exhausting cycle that keeps us tethered to unhelpful patterns? The negativity bias, it's not just you, it's all of us. Human brains are hardwired to latch onto negative experiences more firmly than positive ones. This phenomenon, known as negativity bias, was once crucial for survival. It helped early humans detect and react to potential threats quickly. But in modern life, where the stakes are rarely life or death, this bias often works against us. A single negative event can set off a cascade of emotions that cling like a shadow. Past experiences play a pivotal role too. If your life has been peppered with hardships, whether it's a tough childhood, strained relationships, or workplace struggles, those experiences shape how you perceive the world. They become the lens through which you interpret new situations, often tilting your perspective toward the negative. Stress and anxiety fuel the fire. When work piles up or life feels overwhelming, your brain gets stuck on repeat, replaying worst-case scenarios. What's worse, these feelings bleed into other areas. Stress at the office can spill into your home life, and suddenly, the origin of your unease feels impossible to pinpoint. The power of perception, then there are cognitive distortions, those warped patterns of thinking that twist reality. These distortions can lead to sweeping, often unfair conclusions. Picture a noisy child accidentally spilling soda on your phone in a restaurant. Instead of brushing it off, you might leap to conclusions. Kids are always a nuisance, or their parents must be careless. In reality, it was one isolated incident, but negativity has a way of magnifying the moment and eclipsing the bigger picture. These distortions don't just affect how we think, they shape how we act. They can make us avoid certain situations or react in ways that don't serve our best interests. Breaking the cycle, here's the good news. Negative thinking isn't a life sentence. It's a habit, and like any habit, it can be changed. It takes time, effort, and self-reflection, but the transformation is worth it. The first step is to become aware of your negative thoughts as they arise. This sounds simple, but it's often tricky. One approach is to enlist the help of a trusted friend or family member. Ask them to gently point out when you're being overly critical or unnecessarily negative. Once you notice the pattern, challenge those thoughts. Reframe them. Let's say your partner cancels a date night due to work. The knee-jerk reaction might be, "They don't care about me." Instead, consider, "This gives me a chance to enjoy some me time and do something I love." That subtle shift in perspective can make a world of difference. Tools for transformation writing can be a powerful ally in this journey. One method is to compose a letter to yourself from the perspective of a supportive friend or mentor. Fill it with encouragement and compassion, reminding yourself of your strengths and resilience. Whenever you're feeling low, revisit that letter. Another technique is brain dumping. When your thoughts feel like an overcrowded highway, take a moment to write them all down. Putting your worries on paper clears mental space, allowing you to focus on other tasks without the constant hum of negativity in the background. Music can also play a transformative role. Craft a playlist of songs that uplift your mood, not necessarily upbeat tracks, but ones that resonate with your emotions and bring you joy. Play these songs when negativity creeps in. Sing along, dance, or simply let the music wash over you. Over time, your brain will associate those tunes with positive memories, making it easier to shift your mindset. The hardest but most crucial step, perhaps the most challenging yet essential tool, is practicing self-compassion. It's not just about reciting positive affirmations, it's about truly believing them. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a close friend. Made a mistake? Forgive yourself and move on. Everyone stumbles. It's part of being human. Negative thoughts often mirror how we feel about ourselves. When you catch your inner critic lashing out, pause. Remind yourself that you're doing your best, and that's enough. Recognize your struggles without letting them define you. A journey worth taking. Reframing. Writing, music, and self-compassion, they might sound like small steps, but together, they have the power to rewire your thinking. The key is consistency. This isn't about instant results. It's about building a foundation for long-term change. Life will always throw challenges your way, but you have the tools to face them with resilience and grace. Take that first step, however small, and start shifting the narrative in your mind. You deserve to see the world and yourself in a brighter light. Let this be your moment to rise above the noise and reclaim your peace.